As a man, you need to join the dark side. You need to stop being a hero trying to save this society. Stop trying to save a world that doesn't want to see you shine and love you at your best, but only when you're subservient to the agendas of it. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you the reasons why every man should embrace his villain arc. So without further ado, let's get it. What's going on, you guys? My name is PTK, aka Pawn to a King, where I help young men transform their mindset from that of a pawn, a guy who's not in control of his life, a guy who doesn't have focus, determination, vision, and he's at the rule of other people, into a guy with a king's mindset. When you put on that crown, you have determination, vision, focus, a goal for yourself, and you're shaping your life and your lifestyle of that of maximum freedom and happiness. And today's video is no different. All you guys need to embrace the villain role, and I'm gonna explain the reason why. But before I do, make sure you guys like this video to help support me. And if you're new and you enjoy this type of content, make sure you guys subscribe. So the reason why men should not try to play a hero in this society is because many of the characteristics that make you a man essentially go against what society wants you to be. When people see the common stereotype of a man, they really just see you as a tool. When you're the simp dude, when you're the guy who people quote unquote call a beta, and you're essentially a rollover and you're trying to please everybody, you are a tool to people, because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. A man who has no backbone, a man who is at the will and the power of other people, 9 times out of 10, his kindness is going to be taken for weakness. His genuinity is going to be taken as powerlessness, and people are going to use you to whatever gain or whatever agenda that they have. And that's something that I had to discover when I was younger. When I was 18, 19, 20, 22, trying to fit in, trying to receive love, not only from just women, but men as well, you know, brotherhood and things like that, even from my job. I noticed that a lot of the people who took that energy from me, they did not have my best interest at heart, because they saw like, oh, this guy's willing to do whatever. And I can use that and mold him to my own gain. And one key aspect of manhood that a lot of you guys are going to get, and I know some of y'all have already discovered this, but a lot of you guys have not. A lot of y'all, again, no disrespect, still stuck on mama's titty syndrome. You haven't discovered that in order for you to allow your balls to drop and to establish yourself as a man, you have to have principles, key concepts, core aspects of who you are. And if people do not want to give those to you or do not respect them and want to cross that boundary, you have to be seen as a villain. Like what Jay-Z said,
Dark night feeling, die and be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
When a man starts to mature, when he starts to age, and when he starts to see the world for what it really is and take that hypothetical red pill, he starts to notice that if he's the hero that society wants him to be, he will never get anywhere. Because just being honest with you, a very determined, focused, and ambitious man who doesn't take bullshit from other people is going to be demonized. I see it every day on Instagram threads. I see a lot of women trying to shame men because they don't want to take women with high body counts, or they don't want to take women on this grandioso dates because women think that you're supposed to pamper them. Or even outside of that, when you have a lot of these jobs in these different corporations and you start to realize these people will literally exploit you. When you see the political sphere and you have manipulation tactics trying to get men, especially so-called black men, to go out and vote for politicians when neither side gives a rat's ass about you, and you're in a society that is essentially deteriorating each and every day, you start to understand that if I stay plugged into this and I try to continue to get the validation of people who are literally going insane, I can never be happy in life. And that's not just for black men, that's for men in general. So you have to understand that if you have the choice to continue to be this quote unquote love figure that is disrespected and people do not care for, or you start to get strength, you start to get wisdom as a man, and you start to say, hey, this is the type of lifestyle that I want, and I'm going to evaluate the people around me. If they don't want to show me the honor and give me the respect of who I am and what I want in life, they can get to stepping. Let me tell you, a lot of people are not going to like you, because they see that you have a backbone. They see that you have strength. And because America is such a pussified state when it comes to the men in this society, when they see that you have strength, they see you as an enemy. They're like, oh, he's breaking free. He's getting out the programming. Like what happened with the Matrix. Remember when Neo woke up and them sentinels were coming around trying to survey if anybody would get out of line? That's kind of how it is hypothetically. In this society, when they see you start to talk up and you say you're not going for this, you're not going for that, and a woman needs to do this for you and treat you like a king, a lot of guys in the back of their head are like, this dude is crazy. What the hell? He don't believe in happy wife, happy life. But you know, in the back of their mind, like, damn, I wish I could be just like him. And then a lot of the women be like, who the hell you think you are? You're a misogynist, and you're this, and you're this, and you're shaming. But, you know, deep down, they tingling on the inside, right? So essentially what you are trading is you're trading the approval and the validation of the society that doesn't care for you for the respect and the space to be who you are as a man. You can't have both. In this society, you just can't have both. A lot of the masculine principles that we knew 40, 50 years ago that people would revere and honor, speaking your mind, being extremely ambitious and determined, having freedom of speech, freedom of will, whatever it is, it's being stripped away from you in this society. And not just in this society, but in this world in general. So now we come to a point where you can either pick to be on the side of a crazies and be in a house that's literally on fire and is crumbling to the ground each and every day, each and every month, each and every week, each and every year. Or you can say, hey, look, I need to save myself. I need to rescue myself, and I need to get away from this shit show so that way I can be happy and enjoy whatever years on this earth that I have left. And not only that, but when you start to understand this and you say, I don't want to be a part of this, a lot of times what it does is it shapes your mind. Because now you start to have other guys, other brothers who see the world the same way you do, and you have a different outlook on life. You stop playing the victim. You stop getting caught up in a lot of the drama, because to be honest with you, most people in this society are not happy. Most people in this society are on antidepressants. Most people in this society hate their existence, and because they see that society is crumbling, they're acting out even worse, right? So you as a man, you can't get caught up in that, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna detract precious time, precious energy, and even money when you try to continue to involve yourself in something that doesn't have much benefit for you. So essentially you start to have a positive outlook, but because you have that positive outlook, negatives and positives don't attract. So the vast majority of people around you have that negative mindset. They're going to be repelled by your presence. And again, you either have the choice to, oh, hey, auntie, or oh, hey, mom, or grandma, or uncle, or papa, whatever the hell, whatever person in your family has that negative energy, and you have the choice to either tell them, hey, this is where I'm going, and you can respect it. And if you have a good energy and good vibe, I can still remain talking to you. But if you want drama and you want to bring that into my life, bye-bye. I can't have a relationship with you because you're going to only hold me back. So when a lot of people realize that, and they realize that you don't want to get caught up in their toxic storm of bad life choices or whatever it is, bad outlooks on life, they start to not like you, and you start to become a villain in their eyes. You see the patterns of what's going on right now? You see how when you want to save yourself, people see you as a villain, but when you try to save everybody else, you essentially allow yourself to drown? Isn't that the irony of this life that we're living in? And the other thing is that when you start to grow as a man, you start to shape yourself around different ideologies and ideals for what you believe in life. Like me, example, I'm not a liberal or a Democrat, but a lot of the things that I see with society would be quote unquote more conservative. Again, for those of you guys trying to nitpick, if this video blows up, you're like, oh, he's a conservative, he's a Trump guy. No, I don't give a damn about either of these politicians. But my ideologies for the life that I want to live are generally more conservative than liberal. Not only that, but I believe in order. I believe in the word. I believe that there's, a place for people to speak, a place for people not to speak, and that the man is the leader. I'm giving you different things that I believe as a man. You're gonna run into other people who don't think so. So when you come across certain people and they have a completely different ideology or idea compared to you, essentially you have the choice of respecting their opinion but not folding and conforming to it, or you try to be the nice guy, you try to validate everybody's opinion, you try to just spare their feelings and like, yeah, you're right, bro, I understand where you're coming from, because you're trying to agree with them but you're not standing on anything as a man. And a lot of times when people notice that, but then they see you act completely differently on social media or in a different conversation group, they do not respect you. Compared to if you're a guy and you stand on what you believe in and you say, hey, look, this is what I believe in, you can't change my mind. Either you can respect my ideas, and if you want to be a part of my life, you have a similar idea, or if not, you can love me from a distance. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want you to get caught up in their madness of their mind, and ultimately, they start to see you as the villain. And what does the villain get? He gets a lot of shame. What does the villain get? He feels misunderstood. What does the villain get? He gets isolated and sometimes even ostracized from the people around him. And ultimately, brother, if you're a man with two balls, You are going to go through this. I went through this. A lot of the people who were around me and felt like they could get things from me and felt like, oh, PTK, he was just there for the taking. When I started to learn these things, when I started to take that red pill of reality, a lot of those people either left away from me or I purposely separated myself because I understood that they didn't really care for me like that. Now I only got brothers around me who respect me and respect my ideas, even if we don't agree on everything. Now when I'm dating women, they're going to be talking to me and they're going to be around me and respect my ideals and respect me as a man and see my leadership and guidance, and they're going to follow after me. So ultimately, if you are a man, you need to embrace the villain arc. You need to put on that black mask. You need to put on that black venom like Spider-Man did in Spider-Man 3. You need to essentially be comfortable being the person that people do not want to talk great about, that people do not want to be around, and that ultimately people may outwardly hate them, but inwardly, they actually really respect the shit out of you. And they actually want to live the same lifestyle as you, but because they're dealing with all this madness in their mind, they ultimately choose to continue to dwell in madness, while you continue to dwell in peace and tranquility, serenity and freedom, and do the things that you need in order to allow yourself to grow and develop as a man, and eventually develop for your family and your children. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. It's a little bit more off script than my normal videos. Again, if you guys enjoy my content, help me support this channel. It's a smaller channel, so make sure you guys like it. Also, I want you guys to comment down below your opinion. Have you gone through a villain phase? What was the feeling like? Did the people around you start to treat you differently? And how did you feel overall? And where have you gone from that point? And lastly, if you're new to my channel, make sure y'all subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.